Hey guys, how's it going? August Young here, docsports.com. Doing something a little bit different here. I'm going to be doing a live handicap. You can kind of see my screen. You can see me down in the corner. We're going to run through the Monday Night Football game. I'm going to show you guys sort of what I look for so you can kind of get an idea of my process when I'm handicapping games. I think you might find that useful. I will not be showing certain things such as my model. For obvious reasons, I work on that with a few partners, and I'm not at liability to share my actual numbers and things like that. But I will at least give you an insight, a little peek behind the curtain into how we handicap these games. So, look, Monday Night Football. We're going to look at the New York Jets against the San Francisco 49ers. So, first things first, we do know McCaffrey is questionable. He has his Achilles and calf thing. Likely he plays based on the information that he said that he has no reason why he doesn't think he'll suit up for this one. Which, speaking of which, we're going to pull up an odds screen right now. Spank odds here. Shout out to Spanky. So we're looking at the Jets 49ers and we are attacking the total. I'm going to have a quick look at the injury report here and see if there's anything new. Christian McCaffrey down there, you can see for the 49ers, is now listed actually as probable. No surprise. Last time I checked, he was questionable, but there we go. Obviously, Elijah Mitchell, we know that he's out of the lineup. He's having surgery. Overall, I do think those misses are going to force Brock Purdy to make more plays. They're not going to be able to run the ball as successful. I do think there'll be some load management, especially with the McCaffrey situation. Now, I've spoken plenty on the Aaron Rodgers situation. You know, he's coming into this. He's at 40 years old, coming off an injury last season. Rust to downright underperforming is a definite possibility here, which also factors into how I'm going to approach this total. Now, if we look at some line moves, we've got Sports 411, Circa, Pinnacle, some pretty sharp shops there. And we can see the limits here. They're taking 20,000 on the total at Sports 411, 20,000 at Circa, 10,000 at Penny. Circa's somewhere I like to look for, especially with the line movements. So we're going to open the line history here. And as you can see, definite action here toward the under, especially at higher limits. The highest we've seen, this is the opener right here. So $1,000 limit at 44.5. Within a minute of this thing sort of opening, there was some movement down. We saw money coming in on the under. Limits got raised a bit. This kind of bumped back up into the 44.5 range. But as we've gotten to the higher limits, which interest the sharper bettors here, we've seen nothing but money towards the under. 44, 43.5. We bumped to 10,000, 20,000 limits, and then we've now seen a move back down to 43. That is telling, that is key, and that is actually where I'm looking at this game. So we're going to get into that. So one thing when it comes to totals, obviously is football. We want to check weather and all that kind of thing. So if you look at the weather forecast here, current situation for the game tonight, using covers for this, you can see pretty nice evening in general. It's not too cold. Wind, though, we're in 10.3 miles per hour, 8 miles per hour as the game tapers off later this evening. Now, I am going to show you guys how I kind of approach how weather affects NFL. Now, I do want to clarify something here. How this is not, this is past data that I'm checking. So nothing here should be considered, this isn't predictive, so to speak, but it's a good place to look, especially when you want to know how past weather or anything has affected, or any query really has affected previous games. So looking in the NFL, I'm going to type in, we're going to look, so wind, we'll look at anything over, say, 8 miles per hour. Let's say it was like 10 today, but it was going to be 8 towards the end, so we'll keep it at 8. And temperature, I just want to rule out freezing games. So we'll say anything greater than 32 degrees. So windy games, not freezing. Interesting already. The average total is around where we are. 43.9. We're at 43.5. The over-under, 42.8% to the over. So the under has actually been hitting at a 57, 58% clip for a plus 9.1% return of investment. If you blindly bet the unders just on this criteria, just on the fact you have more than 8 miles per hour of wind and we're not freezing temperatures, just that criteria alone, you'd have made a 9.1% return of investment. Pretty solid stuff there. So we also want to check, what about early in the season? That interests me. So maybe week 1. Very similar results, not as good, but a 7.1% ROI. The total is a little lower. That could be part of the reason. But the under has still been profitable in that situation, which is very, very interesting. Now, the only thing I am concerned about, 44 is obviously a key number. Very key number. If we look over here, points scored, these are the most common points scored in the NFL. 41 being the most common with 4.03% of all games. 44 though, third most common. So, we go back to this here. Can I open this line history? 44.5, outstanding wager. I mean, I love that number. This is why numbers are so important. 44, great again. Now, we're under 44. The thing is here, though, I'm not too scared of it. And the reason being, we got to 43.5. The limits were raised. Now, at that point, there was something that was going to happen in the market. If this thing bounced right back to 44 at higher limits, then I would, I'd be laying off where I'm going with this one. But the fact this come down to 43 is very, very telling, especially at $20,000 limits here. And even at some of these spots over here, we have 43 again here, PPH, a sharp book, and Shiba here. We're at 43.5. But you can see the juice, minus 113, minus 117 went out, minus 118. This thing is trending towards 43 as well. We have 43 here at BetWar. Paradise Wagers is juiced to the under at 43.5 as well. Now, I do like the under based on all the factors I mentioned, plus the trends here showing it. But one thing I do want to cover here. So the under right now, if you can get 43.5, that's great. However, one thing with what is the spread on this game? -4. You can price out here what the fair true price should be on a 44, and it should be -120. So if you can shop anywhere and you can pick up a 44 at -120 or less, then that's just as good as 43.5 -110. And the fact there's some juiced 43.5s, this is where I'm going to go with it. There's some juice to the unders at 43.5, as you can see. Most of them are. 43.5 at Pinnacle, -114. In fact, Pinnacle have the best number in the market on the over, taking $10,000. That's, again, telling you can go bet the absolute best number in the market, plus 101 on the over, and no one's hitting that right now. So that's important. Anyway, most things are juiced, right? So here's what I'm looking at. South Point here, they have 43.5 -110. Now, I will be buying that to 44 -120. That's the way I would take it. The reason being, it's the same value, the -110 to the -120, 43.5 to 44. However, because we have places like Circa at 43, which I really do respect, let's put that 43. If we were to truly get 44 here, the price should be in the region of -129. So the free pick based on all of this, especially the fact with the line moves, the trends that I showed you, the weather situation, the injury situation with the 49ers, the fact that Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what to expect in that situation. I think they're overvalued as a whole, the Jets. And I love the defense of the 49ers despite some changes this season. I will be taking the under 44 in this one as the free play for you guys at -120. And that's how I'm going to approach this one. So I hope, I also want to factor in here that I do make the true line here 42. So I can't show you my model as mentioned, but my numbers do make it 42. That's a huge part, of course. I wouldn't just pick this game based on what I showed you there, but I do have a lower number. So value on the under 44 -120. If you can't get it, 43.5 at maybe -105 to the under would be very, very good as well. And yeah, that's where we're going with this game, guys. So I hope this video was interesting for you all. I hope this kind of thing, I'll get better at doing these. This kind of rusty. I've never done this before with the picture-in-picture. But I hope it's useful. Please comment your thoughts down below. Let me know if you want me to do more of these, because this can easily be something I do on a lot of the free pick videos. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Under 44, -120. Enjoy the primetime game tonight. And of course, as always, I do have my premium selections available at docsports.com. Including an 8-unit game of the year tonight, guys. Baseball, total. I know everyone's attention's on the NFL, but, we like to pick off spots where attention's not on it. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching as always. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.